everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today we are talking December goals. I am so proud of myself because I'm filming this a couple of days ahead of time and it's going to go up on December 1st. So I feel really proud and productive that I got this done. I don't have a ton of goals on my list. I'll show you guys. A few categories have quite a few lines on them, but for the most part, it's kind of skimpy and slim, and I'm just going to walk through it all with you guys. So I am using my Makselife. I've been using this all year and I really like it. It has a full section for 8 categories of goals and I really love their color scheme and everything. If you've watched any of my planner videos, you guys know how much I love the Makselife, and I will use it again for 2023. And I just have all my goals written out. I'm going to walk down category by category and there are 8 different ones. So the yellow category is the personal category, and on this monthly goals thing, it has a line for focus, and I have not hardly ever used that focus line, so I just kind of ignored that it's even there. I just wrote my stuff on there and just forgot about that. So my personal section here, this is where I write more like streamlining routines type of things, sometimes fun things on here that are just like fun things for me. This month it's very much productivity based. So the first one says end the year strong and start 2023 prep. So I really just want to make sure that I am finishing out the entire year and not thinking ahead to 2023 too much. I do want to start the prep and make sure I have my goals lined up for the year at some point, but this is the time of year, like the end of November or even mid-November, where I start thinking into next year. I don't think about what I can get done in the last 6 weeks. I'm already into January, into next year, and forgotten this year, and I really want to be more mindful and stick it out through this year. So I've got all of my goals written out so that I can really try to make some more progress for the end of the year. So that's a big one. And then this next one, I realized, like, as I'm sitting here, I wrote this wrong. I'm supposed to write back, and I wrote bake. So I'm gonna say it the right way. Back to 5 a.m. productivity, and I wrote bake to 5 a.m. productivity, because at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna do some baking. I don't know what that's about when I first read the bake word, but I'm going to try to get back to the 5 a.m. productivity. You guys know I had a fitness setback recently. I had a little minor surgery and everything's fine with that, but it just took longer for me to recover, and it totally knocked me out of my whole morning productivity because I don't have to get up at 5 a.m. if I'm not going to work out so much. So that really threw me off. I had set my alarm for like 6:30 and got up a little bit before Olivia needed to get up for school and got my little journaling done and planning stuff done, but not to the level I have been before. I'm finally on the road to recovery. I'm starting to work out a little bit more. I'm going to make my way back to that 5 a.m. productivity. So that's just something that I love doing. I feel so much better about the start of the day. It starts out calmer, I get things knocked out, and it just makes the whole day flow a little bit nicer when I get that time in the morning. So I'm gonna go back to that, but it's gonna be probably a little gradual process. Just set my alarm earlier and earlier until I get back to that 5 a.m. because that's a big shock. Basically this whole last week we've been waking up at like 8:30 when Stella gets up, so it's been totally a different time. And yeah, moving up to 5 a.m. is going to be brutal. So it's going to be a slow process. And then the last thing on here is starting to work on my evening routine. This is something I wanted to get done for 2023. I really wanted to have a really solid morning and evening routine. And I have made the morning routine pretty solid. Even when I'm not waking up at 5 a.m., I still have a really nice morning routine, but the evening routine has not happened yet. I've done some here and there, but I've not been consistent on it. So this is my first step of trying to be consistent, is 15-minute evening planning. So it's just going to be me coming in here and sitting down, even just setting a timer for 15 minutes and do a little bit of evening planning, maybe do some gratitude journaling or writing for the day or setting up my planner for the next day. I just have not been doing that, and I think that's an easy way to get into it. It's just be like, okay, it's time to do my 15 minutes, and then I can just come in here and knock that out. So that's all I have for personal. I think all of those are easy things to implement. So they're just in here to start getting a jump start on that evening routine that I'm really going to concentrate on for 2023. And so the next section here is the orange section, is fun and recreation. Again, don't do the focus, but I wrote a few things. Make clean and simple Christmas cards. So there are a few people I want to give some Christmas cards to, and I want to give some photos to family members. We didn't do like Santa Christmas cards. We're going to be seeing Santa like really right before Christmas, so it's not going to work out for a Christmas card this year. So I thought I would just make a couple little quick like snowflake tone on tone type Christmas cards. So that is on my list here. And then I also have 2 videos to my crafty channel. And that's just something I've been neglecting. I've been really working on this channel, doing lots of planner videos, especially this time of year. It's just planner season, and I've just been neglecting my other channel. So I'm really trying to get back into that and do a little bit of videos for that channel. And then my last thing on here is actually a crochet thing, and I've been putting that mostly in my personal section, but I moved it to fun and recreation because I started putting my crochet stuff on my scrapbook channel. So all of the orange is just my scrapbook channel basically, but this is crochet flowers of the month. I actually got up and grabbed this. I did one of the peony flowers and I thought it was really beautiful. It's nice and poofy, but I didn't actually do the second one. I need to do 2 of every flower to make like a big nice quilt. So I did one, I didn't finish the peony, and I don't know if she's had one since then, but I'm pretty sure she's had one other flower since then. I just need to work on it a little bit, but I love the way these little granny squares look with the flowers in the middle. And yeah, I'm gonna stick it out and try to follow along with that and just finish this next one up. I haven't been crocheting lately, so that's just something I need to get working on. I'm gonna scoot a little bit closer. I realized I'm like really far back. So that's all for the fun and recreation section, the orange section. And then the next section is work and learning, and that's the red section, and that's this channel section. So I dedicate this whole little section in my planner to my Sami Sweet Life channel. And I've got 3 goals on here. One is 3 videos per week. I'm just gonna try to schedule some of them. We've got family coming. There's a week that Johnny's family is gonna be here, some overlap days, and a week that my mom is gonna be here. So it's going to be a lot of family time, and I wanna just make sure I have the videos pre-scheduled and ready to go. I'm like, right now, I'm about a week ahead on most videos, aside from something like this where I'm putting it up a specific day, but I want to just have the videos at the ready to go, so that when things get busy or when family's here, I'm not filming, because I just know myself, I won't come in here and film like when there's a lot of people out in the other part of my house. It's just something I'm not comfortable doing. Like, I keep my like planner life and my YouTube life a little bit separately from my real life. Actually, a couple of friends I did tell pretty early on moving here, like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber, but for the most part, I keep that a secret. Until recently, I told like all of my friends. I was like, guys, I'm a planner junkie, and I have a YouTube channel dedicated to planners and lifestyle stuff, and I just like let my freak flag fly. I've gotten a really good response from it, but I also like feel really self-conscious about it. So it's not something I talk about like in my personal life, in real life, talking to people. It's just something I keep private on here between my camera and you guys. All that to say, I'm just not gonna be filming a whole lot when family's here. So I can do editing while people are here, but I just can't like be like, I'm gonna go film a video right now, see you guys later, kind of thing. I've got a couple more planners that are on their way to me, and I've got to finish my planner launch video. So those are the only ones that I don't have already like scheduled out and planned out. I've got a few planners still on their way to me, a few that will be on their way soon. So I've got to just work on those. And I'm hoping to get all of those done and filmed and posted before the start of the year, but we'll just see. It depends on when planners get shipped to me, when I can get those videos up. And then my last thing went with my video for yesterday, my planner stack. I have a lot of different planners I'm going to be testing out for December, and I just wrote on here, try out different planners. And I already did that December planner stack video that outlined what planners I'm going to use. I didn't write it in here, but I do know what planners they are. So I will incorporate a lot of new planners in for December, which will be fun. And then the last section on the first page, so the 4th section, is the purple. It is family and relationships, and I just wrote one thing on here, epic family holiday fun. So we are gonna go see the Grinch musical. The girls are gonna be in the Nutcracker. We've got, I think, two birthday parties, but they're for 2 people. We've got a double friend birthday party, and then we've got a sibling birthday party to go to. So we've got lots of fun planned for the holiday. I'm sure Elf on the Shelf will be coming. We're gonna also visit Santa one of the days. There is also an ice skating rink up in the Bee Cave area, so we want to check that out one day. We've got a couple of date nights planned. We've got one adult plan ready, like we got a babysitter coming and all the adults are going to go out to a nice restaurant while everybody's here, and we just got lots of things planned, but I didn't write all of that down. I wrote it here, it's all in the iCal, and yeah, we're just going to be doing lots of exciting family fun. As far as Elf on the Shelf goes, I will link something down below that may be helpful to people, something that our Elf on the Shelf will really enjoy. Wink, wink. So that's just a fun thing. So anyway, moving on to the next page, we've got health and wellness up at the top. It's the darker blue section, and I have 2 things on here. Like I said, I had quite a long recovery. I was basically not exercising. It ended up being, I think, 5 weeks, like barely exercising at all, but I'm now back into it. I did a couple of yoga and bar over this last week. I did a Power Zone ride, actually legit last week, and I'm gonna have one more for this week. And then I'm gonna try to incorporate 2 in per week instead of just 1, but I have got on here just like making my way back to exercise is basically how it is. I'm like just incorporating more exercise week by week and getting up to my full, like basically 6 days a week exercise. It's usually like 5 to 6 days a week. So I'm just gonna build up to that. Lately I've been doing like 2 to 3 days a week the last couple weeks, and it's been going okay. So I'm hopeful that I will get back up to my normal level. But on here, it just says, finish the Power Zone Challenge. It is in week 3 and it is a 6-week thing. So I'll just try to at least do 1 ride a week for the remainder of that. And then it says, increase workout each week until I'm back to regular speed. And that's basically working out 5 to 6 days a week. And I'm going to have a dedicated Sunday, no working out, and then maybe 1 rest day built in during the week once I'm back to full steam. I just need Sunday to be a complete rest day. Maybe I'll do a little yoga in there, but that's about it. Like family walks and yoga style thing, nothing heavy duty at all. So that's my plan moving forward. And speaking of yoga, the next section is spiritual and personal growth. This is the teal section, and all I have on here is yoga and meditation because I do like self-help, psychology, and parenting style books. So I do end up reading quite a bit of that. I have joined Audible recently, which I'll probably talk about, like all the books I've listened to, not necessarily read. I've been more listening to books, but that is something I generally will put under this category too, but I just didn't this time. I'm listening to one parenting book by the Busy Toddler Lady on Instagram, and it's really good. It's just not on here because I've been listening to it and I don't have to like remind myself writing it down. And then as far as financial, we are doing a bit of a spending freeze just with recession things going on and lots of tech companies doing layoffs and things. We just want to be really careful with our money. We are sticking to a budget. This is our 3rd month on the budget, maybe our 4th month on the budget, and it's been going really well. We're just trying to cut back as much as we can cut back and save as much as we can save. So I say spending freeze, but it's not like we're not spending anything. It's just we're trying to be really mindful and intentional. I still have my own, what I call allowance. Like I set in the budget, you know, my own line item where I can spend what I want on things like planners and clothes and whatever. But for the most part, we're just trying not to spend excessively. So I call it a spending freeze, but it's not really technically like we're spending 0. We're just trying to be more mindful. Going along with that, I'm trying to cut our groceries down. I talked about this recently in a grocery video, but I go in stages where I buy all the new ingredients and try all the new recipes, and it ends up making our grocery budget just skyrocket. And with the prices of groceries right now, I need to be more mindful of it. So I've really been sticking to, like, Monday is having fish with salad or some sort of like stir fry type veggies. Certain days are certain meals. We have Tuesday or Wednesday is like tacos, generally speaking, but I try to plan it in to where we're eating basically the same types of things. They're not super duper expensive. And then I build in like one more expensive type of dish, like a nice cut of meat or some sort of seafood that's a little bit more expensive, and then build off of what we already have in the freezer or in the pantry for the rest of the week. So what I wrote on here, freezer meal plan for non-family weeks. But when our family's here, we're gonna go eat out a bunch. We're gonna order takeout as needed. We'll have simple things at home like sandwiches and soups and salads and something really easy that people can just heat up or assemble all on their own, because it seems like people eat dinners at different times and things, and because of the way we eat out at lunch, a lot of people generally don't eat a whole bunch of dinner. So we just kind of plan it like that. So this is for non-family weeks. I will plan around what we have in the freezer for those weeks. And then last but not least, we have got the physical environment category, and this is like the grayish blue, steely gray type of category. And I've got a lot in this one. This is just basically organizing stuff. There's a couple of things on here that just need to get done. I've ordered pieces and they just haven't been done yet, like this first one. Hang fans in our home gym. I ordered 2 fans that get hung up, and we have not hung them up, and they've been sitting in our home gym for like, gosh, probably basically like since I got my surgery, like 5 weeks or so. They've been sitting in there because we haven't planned out a place for them, and I haven't been working out, so I haven't needed them very much. But it's one of those things that just needs to get done. I'm tired of it just sitting around. And then this one also is that shoe rack for garage. We ended up ordering it. It sat in our entryway for a while. Johnny finally assembled it, and now it's just sitting in the home gym. It just needs to go in the garage, put the shoes in it, and rearrange a couple things in the garage so all the shoes can fit on this little bench, and we can sit there and put our shoes on, and it just will be a lot nicer in that area. Right now there's just like a stack of shoes sitting right outside our garage door, like the door leading to the house. There's just a stack of shoes right out there, and it just needs to be organized and look a lot nicer. And then there's 2 on here that are just organization things as well. Organize the kids' art. There are just buckets of kids' art things that are not organized. Olivia just throws everything in these baskets and then loses it and can't find anything. And then we get more, like glue sticks, for instance. I have a giant bucket of glue sticks. She doesn't remember that it's in there, and then she asks her grandma for glue sticks, and her grandma buys her glue sticks, and now we have 5 bazillion glue sticks all over the house. Like, we need just one dedicated spot to put our glue sticks so that we know where they are, and we don't need to keep repurchasing them because our house is going to be full of glue sticks. Things like that. Like, construction paper. We need one spot to put the construction paper so it's not in 5 different areas of art chaos, and it's just one of those things that drives me up the wall, like seeing bins and bins of art supplies and just adding to the clutter and the art supply clutter. I just need to put it all in one place and be like, listen kid, if you can't find a glue stick, you have to search through your own container mess. I'm not gonna buy you more glue sticks, and I'm gonna veto anybody buying more glue sticks until you find your own glue sticks, because I know we have 5,000 of them. So it's just one of those things that like drives me up the wall. Like, I'm cool with kids' toys and stuff. Everything has a place pretty much, but the art stuff is just, it's too much. So that's a big part of it. It's like pulling out every bin and basket of art supplies and putting them all in one cohesive spot, and maybe getting kids' art project piece. Maybe, we'll see. I'm hopeful that we can figure out a system. Anyway, that's like my ranting one. And then the next one's just kitchen cabinet organization. Stella is old enough now, she doesn't play in the cabinets anymore, which is kind of sad. She's not in that like little toddler baby stage. She's like full-blown preschooler, bigger little kid stage, and she doesn't play in the cabinets and take things out and mess around anymore. So I'm working on slowly organizing all the under cabinets and taking the hooks off of them. I had a few that she could just play with whenever she wanted, but she hasn't played in there in a while. So I'm just organizing everything, and that's kind of a sad one, knowing my baby is growing up, but it's also good that I get these cabinets back because I've had locks on quite a few of them. We'll still keep the lock under the sink because there's dishwasher tabs and soaps and things under there, but every other one is going to be opened and organized now, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be nice to have it organized. It's just one of those sad ones where I'm like, my baby is growing up and doesn't play with these things anymore. But yeah, it's nice to get the spaces back. I just went ahead and organized all of the baking stuff in one cabinet, and it looks so good. I've not had it this organized. Generally speaking, I've like shoved everything under there and just locked it so that she can't get to it. And anytime it would be open anyway, she'd like make a big mess of it. But now I can organize it and it can stay organized, and it's just lovely. So that's just the last thing on my list. I've got quite a few goals, and we'll see how much of it actually gets done, because basically like 2.5 weeks is going to be dedicated to family time, and I'll be working around that. Both kids will also be home for 2.5 weeks overlapping different times. Oh, we have a cookie decorating party. That was another holiday fun thing that's going to happen. We'll decorate cookies and do a lot of fun things at home as well. So anyway, that is it for my goals. I hope that you guys have a productive end to your year as well. I'm just always in this mindset come like November where I'm like, ooh, let's talk about 2023 and start planning 2023. And I kind of neglect this time of year as far as like making progress. So I love being able to write it all out in this book and try to keep myself a little bit more productive for the end of the year. Of course, still have lots of family time and fun stuff too, but get a couple more things knocked off the list before the start of the new year. So I hope you guys are well. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe and follow me along. I'll have lots more planner videos for you guys. Happy holidays, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.